Hello everyone, my name is Alex Kaijufan, and today I just want to talk about the official trailer 2 for Godzilla King of the Monsters. A lot of people have been wondering about my thoughts and opinions on this upcoming movie, and I personally have low expectations still for this movie. A lot of people wanted me to do a reaction to the trailer, and to be honest, I would have done a reaction, but I feel like it wouldn't have been as genuine as what I'm going to tell you right now. And the reason why is because whenever I gave reactions to videos, trailers, clips from either a real movie or even a fan film or any real sense of media, I always had a very dramatic reaction. I would always go like, whoa, woo, ah. But that was in fact overly dramatized for the sheer sake of giving someone a reaction to watch, an expression to see, and such. For those of you who had seen a lot of my later reactions, when it came down to the Godzilla anime trailer, and even the first trailer for Godzilla King of the Monsters, a lot of people were able to tell that I was generally just watching it, just observing it. And there was even a meme of me that went around on Instagram, which I thought was supplementarily hilarious. However, looking at everything now in 2018, I feel like I have evolved as an individual. Back in 2014, when Godzilla 2014 came out, I was just a young, impressionable individual, and I just wanted to see a Godzilla movie come to the American cinema. I was overall genuinely excited for Godzilla to come to the States, as it was honestly something that I never thought I would ever see in my lifetime. When you look at Godzilla movies as a whole, they only happen in certain generations and in certain years, with Godzilla 1985 coming to the United States, and Godzilla 2000 coming in the year that I was born, 2000. However, I didn't get to live through any of those major surges of Godzilla. However, in the generation that I am now, I have the privilege of seeing the kaiju industry grow within the States, as well as remain prominent within Japan. And that is a privilege that I am so thankful for to see within my advancement in life. However, again, going back to 2014, I was genuinely excited for Godzilla 2014. I wanted it to be the greatest Godzilla movie that I had ever laid witness to. But then I watched the movie and it just was a Godzilla movie. It was good. I didn't think it was spectacular. I didn't think it was the greatest thing to ever be put on the silver screen. But it was definitely a good movie. And that's why when it comes to Godzilla King of the Monsters, I've already seen so much media. Shin Godzilla came out, and when it came down to Shin Godzilla, I was relatively excited. But I feel like after Godzilla 2014, that excitement went away. The only other time after that I had ever been so excited for a movie was Ultraman Ginga S, the movie, with the main villain being a Talgar. And I remember how much I freaked out over a Talgar, to the point where it got on some people's nerves. But now, we're here 4 years later, and no longer am I just some random kid that's coming out of middle school and going to high school. Now I'm a person in college. And because of this, I have to look at everything from a very professional, educated standpoint. When I watch Godzilla King of the Monsters, I am reminded of past movies. For example, when I look at the military aircraft that are being used in the movie, it makes me reminisce over Star Wars The Last Jedi. Just something about the very futuristic and crimson and slick look of all the different advanced technology really reminds me of a Star Wars movie or Star Trek, where it's very advanced and futuristic. It doesn't seem modern. Actually, the term would actually be post-modern. It seems very deliberately done to make it look as if it were in the future and not in the present. And then, when I look at the different designs for the monsters, I'm just going to be jumping all over the place. I like Godzilla. I like the spines on Godzilla. They're so wonderful in my opinion. And King Ghidorah is really neat as well. However, King Ghidorah reminds me more of the Hydra from Jason and the Argonauts, or some mythical creature like the Cerberus, the multi-headed dog. It doesn't necessarily remind me of the previous incarnations of King Ghidorah. I am not saying that's a bad thing. That's just simply some mental input that I have to give on King Ghidorah. Oh my goodness. King Ghidorah's design. And then looking at Mothra, I think Mothra looks very interesting. But then again, Mothra is simply a bug, so there's nothing much I could have really expected to be radically done. Rodan, I feel, has a and I keep using this word, has an intriguing design. He has a lot of fire and ember from him, and that of course makes sense because he's coming out of the volcano, so naturally he would have that. So that's a very interesting aspect about Rodan's character design and attributes. And then let's talk about the human characters. So I'm excited to see that girl from Stranger Things, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head, but she seems promising because some of my friends watch Stranger Things and they really like that show, so I'm putting faith in their interest in Stranger Things to tell me this actor is good. Ken Watanabe returning is exciting. However, oh right, also Admiral Stenz is returning. Am I the only one am I literally the only one that is excited to see Admiral Stenz return? I guess that's just me, because I'm the only one that cares about it probably. And then we also have other human characters, people that talk about the Titans. Overall, very interesting that they use the connotation of Titan. That's something that I have actually always associated with Godzilla, Titans, or Colossals. Back in 2014, I always wanted to call Godzilla a Titan, but I never did so because it was just like Kaiju or Muto. But now it's a Titan, so that's cool. But there's nothing much to really talk about, honestly, when I look back at the trailer. It's just kind of there. I mean, the movie, in terms of the aspects and aesthetics of it, there's a lot of greens and oranges and reds and oranges. I already said orange. Greens, blues, yellows, oranges being tossed around. And the movie kind of reminds me of Justice League. Now, if any of you have seen Justice League, you know that the final fight has the Justice League take on the main villain, Steppenwolf, the antagonist of the movie, in Chernobyl-located area where everything's red as CGI and it's in a destroyed city. When I watch the quote-unquote final battle of the King of the Monsters, it's very orange and yellowish with a CGI destroyed landscape, and it literally reminds me of Justice League, which is something that I'm surprised no one ever touched upon or noticed. Again, the whole thing reminds me of Star Wars with the advanced jet fighters, and even the futuristic aesthetic of it, of all the blues, remind me of Pacific Rim, where Godzilla glows blue and Mothra glows blue. It really reminds me of the bioluminescent aspects of the Pacific Rim kaiju. So it feels like, when I watch Godzilla King of the Monsters, it feels like an amalgamation of other previous blockbusters that I've seen. So there's nothing necessarily unique, but that's not a bad thing. It's just a tone of familiarity for me. And then, when I look at the overall fights, they look like they're going to be pretty intense. Honestly, I'm excited to see how the monsters fare against the military. That's going to be a very interesting sight to see. And when I look at the final clip of Godzilla and King Ghidorah charging towards each other, it really reminds me of Godzilla Raids Again. Now, for those of you who have watched Godzilla Raids Again, there is an infamous scene where Godzilla and Anguirus charge towards each other, and the fight suddenly gets very sped up. And something that a lot of people have always complained about the fight is that it was sped up. And that literally reminded me of the shot that was in the trailer where Godzilla and King Ghidorah are charging towards each other, and then it becomes sped up. So that's something that I found very interesting. And then, when I look at King Ghidorah and Godzilla stand up to each other for the first time, the shot really reminds me of the intro to Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. Oh wait, speaking of Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, who wants to see Chuck Wilson? Chuck Wilson! There's no way they're gonna stop our computers. Our computers are too advanced for them. I want to see Chuck Wilson and M11 come back. Make them have like a cameo or make their actors appear. That would be muy fantastico. It would be the greatest thing ever, in my opinion. But overall, I just thought the trailer was pretty decent. There's nothing much I can really say about it, honestly. The trailer just kind of comes and goes. It's not something that I'm super excited for, and that's honestly the problem that I guess I've been having. I'm suffering from a lot of fatigue from all this giant monster stuff. It's not that I don't like it, it's just becoming a little bit mundane and repetitive for me. But I'm still going to watch the movie. I'm still looking forward to it. Anyway, thank you all for watching. What do you guys think about the trailer? Do you think it's a great trailer? I thought it's a good trailer. It's decent. It's not phenomenal. It's not terrible though. But I'm still going into this movie with low expectations. And the reason why I'm going into this movie with very low expectations is because, again, I'm sorry to go back to 2014, but when I watched Godzilla 2014, I had wanted the movie to be the greatest Godzilla movie ever. I had wanted so much from it. And when it didn't accomplish everything that I had wanted, it just kind of fell on me and just said, okay, well, that was still the best Godzilla movie because it was American and Godzilla was in it. But now I've learned to adapt to that and evolve. Now I'm just going to go to the movie with low expectations. So when the movie does present me with stuff that I wasn't expecting, my expectations go from here to possibly as tall as the Golden Gate Bridge. That's why I don't go into movies with high expectations, because if I have high expectations and the movie doesn't meet them, it kind of ruins it for me. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. What are your thoughts on the new trailer? I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.